The Road to the Young Farmer Final, brought to you by FMG.
Hi there, I'm Mark Leishman and welcome to the Road to the Young Farmer Final. And the road this week stretches along the east coast of the North Island, from Wairarapa in the south to Gisborne in the north. We're heading to Hastings in Hawke's Bay on State Highway 2. It's been a marvellous area for beef and sheep farming since 1849 when the first Merinos arrived. And now, of course, viticulture has a big part to play as well. So this week, the East Coast Regional Final, 8 young men wanting to represent this great farming region in the grand final of the Young Farmer Contest.
It's an early start for these guys who've already completed their skill tests in agribusiness. And as they get the lowdown on the practical tests, we find out a bit about them.
Hi, I'm Bernie Cox from the South Wairarapa Young Farmers Club, and I'm here to improve on last year.
Hi, my name is James Greer from Tukakino Club. Yeah, come here today for a bit of a challenge, see how far I can get.
Hello, my name's Tim Fielder. I'm here to do the best I can and hopefully win the competition.
I'm Richard Cameron from Masterton, representing the South Wairarapa Young Farmers Club. I'm here to have a go and just have a crack.
Hi, I'm Bevan Cameron from the Tukakino Young Farmers, and I'm looking forward to all the challenges today.
So I'm Daniel Seed, I'm from Balance Young Farmers just out of Woodville, and I'm here today to gain experience and try and get to New Zealand Young Farmers Grand Final.
My name's Sully Alsop, I'm from the Wairarapa Young Farmers Club. This is my third regional final, so I'm going to take this one home.
I'm Stephen Robinson from the Wairarapa Club, and I'm here to try and beat Sully.
3, 2, 1.
Agri-skills are all practical challenges, and 26-year-old share milker Bernie Cox is trying to prove what he knows about irrigation.
I'm just trying to set up this pump so I can pump effectively water from one tank to the other. Background in farming is following a year at Telford Rural Polytechnic. I spent 4 years working for Maori Farms in the Manawatu, and I'm now currently lower to share milking 330 cows with my wife in Carterton in the Wairarapa.
Well, we've actually just been in Share Milker of the Year, and we just won the Leadership Award, and that was absolutely amazing for us as a young couple to win something like that.
That's our non-return valve to make sure the water can only flow away from the pump. Just tried to prime the pump with water so there's no air in it, so the water can automatically pump through without having an air bubble. Irrigation didn't go too bad. I managed to get the pump flowing. The theory side, working out what size pump I need, didn't go quite so well, but I managed to get the water flowing. That would get it to the cows, so that's the main thing. Success!
Junior shepherd Daniel Seed is finding his way on the machinery.
Make sure everything's hooked up correctly on the mower, correct anything that's not hooked up, just make sure it's all safe and ready to run.
Daniel wasn't brought up on a farm, but he's taken to it like a duck to water.
I spend a lot of time shearing, going around shearing shows and travelling overseas shearing as well.
And fiancée Melissa is supporting him all the way.
He concentrates mostly on shearing, and we're about to go overseas and go shearing in Australia.
Hawke's Bay senior shepherd Tim Fairweather's task is knocking up a letterbox.
Work up the odd set of sheep yards or rails, but construction and outright is not my strong point. So I grew up on a small farm just out of Hastings on the east coast there, and sort of went from there, and my parents moved to Mangahani Station up at Taipi, where I got hooked into farming, working my school holidays, and it's what really kicked me off the ground in the right direction, I think. What I learned from the contest is actually just the bookwork. It just gets me studying and keeping up to date with the most modern practices and the factors affecting New Zealand as it stands, and I feel it's just helping me understand the wider picture a lot more.
Tim's partner Kate has recently embraced the farming lifestyle.
I really enjoy it, I do love it. I in fact had to chase sheep out of the garden this morning because someone left the gate open.
The most challenging module today, though probably the most enjoyable one, has been the butchery section.
I'm just trying to find something for your dinner tonight. What we've got here is some lovely ram testicles for you, so I'll cook those up for you. I'm a bit of a backyard butcher. I have a go at boning out things, but so I'm just trying to get the bone out of this back leg.
We're on a sheep and beef farm, we're leasing a farm, and then we own another farm. Sully works in town as a sheep and beef consultant and at Baker & Associates, and I manage both the farms.
Boning out the leg is only the half of it.
Okay, here's your garnishing.
Got the mother-in-law over there and she'll be judging the hell out of my cooking abilities. So.
No,
That's right.
What do you think of that?
Oh, she's pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, now you get started.
Pretty good.
In the middle there.
Yep, very nice.
That looks awesome.
Sheep and beef farmer Richard Cameron's digging it in for the environment in a test of riparian management.
We've got a group of 40 plants, 10 of them are weeds, and they've got to separate them out and then plant the native plants in a wet and a dry zone, and then plant a manuka with best practice techniques.
At this stage I'm managing a 580 hectare sheep and beef property just out of Masterton. Also, my partner and I are in partnership with my parents on a 200 hectare sheep and beef property. Every day is different, especially sheep and beef farming. There's never one day the same. Being outside with my dogs, in amongst the sheep and the cows, I just love it.
It's high drama for 29-year-old Stephen Robertson over in the Fire and Safety Challenge.
We've got somebody who's been welding and they've had a tank explode and they've got severe burns on their arm.
The most important thing, of course, to put the fire out.
Just trying to pick which fire extinguisher to use, as I've never used one.
The first fire extinguisher didn't do the trick, so he tries the other one. With the fire safely out, the Wairarapa equity manager tends to the injury. Stefan protects the skin before treating the burn.
Just trying to keep the arm cool, cool it down, cool the burn down.
Bevan Cameron's putting on the chainmail glove for the butchery module.
So I'm Emily, I'm Bevan's fiance. We get married in a week. We live on a farm in Central Hawke's Bay in Agro, and Bevan's the manager there. He's the 5th generation farmer on the family farm.
What excites me about being a farmer is the integration of all the technology that we have these days. Farming's developing very quickly now with computer systems and feed budgeting.
James Greer's getting kitted up to do some forestry work.
We've got to do, cut it into 3 equal lengths and then stick it in a triangle like over there. Sounds easy. Oh, I guess my philosophy of farming in New Zealand is a farm to nature. I mean, close to nature as you can farm. That's our image. Don't want to disturb it. So you've got to be environmentally friendly.
Well, the first part was easy, but stacking the logs into a triangle is looking a bit like herding cats. So after the practical agri-skills challenges, Sully Alsop has a great 18-point lead. Agribusiness consultant Sully was runner-up last year in the regional final. The challenge for the East Coast head-to-head is to build a sled from some unmilled timber.
They're building a sled in this competition. They get money if they win.
Go! Make the sled! The only thing they have to keep in mind is that it has to be strong enough to transport 12 concrete blocks later on in the agrisport race. Time being of the essence, they set about working very quickly with some quite diverse results.
Sully, what are you building? Speedboat. Speedboat.
Sully gets a penalty for forgetting his safety glasses, but he doesn't see it that way.
Temperamental judges making things up mostly.
Tikokino's James Greer is first to finish, and his simple design looks like it's tough enough to do the job.
Happy as a cook there, I think. It's got to tow something now.
Coming up, the young farmers learn a bit of viticulture in the agrisports, and there's a star contestant on the road to the Young Farmer Final. This week, the road leads to Hastings in Hawke's Bay. With its Mediterranean climate, some call Hawke's Bay the Tuscany of the South Pacific. And the region has a tradition of wine growing dating back to the 1850s, when French Catholic missionaries introduced grapes in order to make their altar wines. And it's this heritage that is reflected in the Agrisport race, where the first task is to fish out the keys for the quad bike from a barrel of fermenting grapes.
All sorts of things.
But it turns out that not every bag contains a key.
I found 2 flipping bags but no key.
Installing the K-line irrigator is a chance to hose off all those stinky fermented grapes. Central Hawke's Bay's Bevan Cameron is the first to put his helmet on. Stefan thought he was good to go, but found there was no key in his bag, so he's back to square one, trawling through the grapes. With their keys in hand and helmets on, it's time to test out the sleds they made earlier. So far, so good. The sleds are holding up with the weight of the concrete blocks. There are strict safety standards when working with quad bikes. And Bevan is up to 3 penalty stripes. Once you reach 4, you're disqualified from the race.
Oh, I've got to put the part back on. Hear me?
Stefan Robinson's finally found the key to his Honda quad.
Smell like grapes.
And now it's time to load up. The next job is skinning a log to make a fence post for a vineyard trellis. Sure enough, installing the post and running the wires is next. Soil quality is crucial for a good vintage, and methodical soil sampling is the best way to gain optimum fertilisation. Sully looks like he knows a bit about setting up a vineyard.
Oh, this is how I got through university.
Once they've put in all the posts, they have to run the wire for the trellis. Running that wire is harder than it looks, and Daniel Seed's got himself into a bit of a tangle. Stefan collects the last of his blocks and trucks them down to the end of the arena. Now they have to reassemble the blocks to feature the Silver Fern Farms logo. Sully cops a penalty for driving one-handed.
One-hand driving. Something we all probably do, but we shouldn't, is the key.
And then it's a barrel roll to the finish line, except they're not allowed to touch the ground while they're doing it. And if they fall off, it's time to start again. Stefan Robinson attempts his barrel roll on his knees, but it's back to the start for him. And it's sure-footed James Greer who gets there first. Stefan's completed his barrel roll. Now he's assembling a bird scarer. The old scarecrow doesn't quite cut the mustard these days. Wine growers often prefer a propane cannon. They're so scary, you need air protection. Stefan left nothing on the field and finished first.
Oh, pretty buggered.
With Waipawa's James Greer a close second.
A couple of hours off and back into it, yeah. That'll be good fun.
And as we head into the night show, Sully Alsop still has a handy lead, but James Greer has snuck into second place by winning the overall Agrisports prize. Lindisfarne College is hosting the night event, and there are pre-show nerves among the contestants.
A little bit nervous, just eager to get out there and have a crack at it though.
And particularly nervous about tonight, to be honest. Never really been on the stage in front of people like that before, so no, it'll be a big challenge for me.
How many teats does a goat have?
As we go into the first round of questions, Sully Alsop has had a great day, having taken out overall prizes for agribusiness, agri-skills and agri-growth. But can he keep it up? Bernie Cox looks like he's done his preparation for this part of the competition.
Latroleum B.
That is correct. What was the first New Zealand town to have electricity? Bernie Cox.
Reefton.
That is correct.
The top 4 take their seats, and it's time for the speeches.
Succession planning means a great deal to me, as I believe the next generation has a lot to offer with new ideas and enthusiasm.
Well, I don't really know where all this negativity about sheep and beef farming's coming from. Lamb's second highest prices ever, beef highest prices ever, demand's really strong. You know, there's a lot to be positive about.
Being a member of the Young Farmers shows that we're in farming not just for the business, but because it's our passion and it's something that we want to take further and grow into a business for myself and my family.
Plan Chain 6 is here for a reason. Get used to it, know what's required of you, be ahead of the game, and last of all, don't be scared about it. Thanks.
Going into the final round of questions, Sully's maintained his lead, but Carterton's Bernie Cox is on a roll, and Sully is starting to look a bit worried.
Bernie.
Genes on legs.
Genes on legs is correct. What does parturition refer to? Bernie.
Giving birth.
That is correct for 2. Who founded the KFC restaurant? Bernie.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders is correct. What substance is used to freeze semen?
What began as a bulletproof lead for Sully has been eroded by Bernie, but as the competition reaches its climax, Sully is still in front by 6 points.
Bernie, that last round, I've never seen anything like it, and my heart was going a million miles an hour. Yeah, I'm not too sure I could handle another round like that, so glad to get through it, really glad to get through it. I was hoping the other 2 might buzz in and answer a couple of questions.